Habit 7. Slower walking. Have you noticed that your usual stride has slowed down? What once felt like a confident, quick pace now feels more like a deliberate, careful step. Maybe you're walking around the house a bit slower, or even when you're out for a walk, you notice that you're not covering as much ground as you used to. You might find yourself thinking, I used to be so quick on my feet. Why does it feel like it takes me so much longer now? At first, you might brush it off as just a part of getting older, but over time, it can leave you feeling self-conscious. You notice that others move faster, and you start to feel like you're lagging behind. You might even feel like you're becoming a burden when you're walking with others. Why can't I keep up? You wonder. It's frustrating, and it's easy to get caught in a cycle of feeling like your body is betraying you. But here's the truth. This change is completely natural. As we age, our muscles lose some strength, and our joints lose flexibility. That's part of the aging process. It's not about weakness. It's simply a reminder from your body to slow down and take things at a pace that feels more manageable. However, this shift can be unsettling, especially if you've spent most of your life walking with speed and confidence. The emotional cost of this habit is real. Slower walking can feel like a loss of control, a reminder that time is moving forward whether we're ready for it or not. But here's the powerful shift. Instead of seeing slower walking as something negative, you can choose to see it as an opportunity. Slowing down doesn't mean you're weaker or less capable. It means you're becoming more attuned to what your body needs. What you can do: embrace the new pace with intention. If you notice your walking speed has slowed, consider it a chance to enjoy the world around you in a new way. When you go for a walk, try to take in the scenery, breathe deeply, and let your mind wander. You don't have to be in a rush anymore. This is your time to move at a pace that feels right for you. Additionally, gentle stretches and exercises designed to improve flexibility and strength can help with mobility. Regular walking, even if it's at a slower pace, helps keep your muscles and joints active and engaged. Consider incorporating balance exercises into your routine, as this can help improve your gait and give you more confidence in your movement. Habit 8. Relying on memory aids. Too much you've likely found yourself turning to memory aids more and more. Sticky notes on the fridge, reminders on your phone, calendars marked with important dates. At first, it was just a helpful way to stay organized, but now it seems like you're using them for almost everything. Forgetting an appointment used to be rare, but now it feels like it's happening more often. You might start to wonder, am I losing my mind? Why do I need all these crutches just to remember simple things? It's not just the big events. It's the little things, too. The name of that new acquaintance, the time for that dinner, the phone number you just looked up a minute ago. Memory aids seem to be the answer, but the more you rely on them, the more you might wonder, should I be more concerned about this? There's a subtle, almost imperceptible shift where you start to feel like your own mind isn't working the way it used to. And that can be a little scary. But here's the truth. Relying on memory aids isn't a sign of failure. It's a tool. In fact, it's a sign that you're adapting to life's demands and doing your best to stay organized. The real issue is when we begin to depend on them so much that we stop exercising our brain. When you lean too heavily on reminders, you might find that your memory feels even more unreliable, and this cycle can reinforce your worries. The reality is, as we get older, our memory doesn't always work as quickly as it once did. But it doesn't mean your brain is failing. It just means you need to work with it, not against it. The key is balance, using memory aids to help, but also challenging your mind to remember things on its own. What you can do: begin to ease yourself off heavy reliance on memory aids in small ways. For example, try remembering one thing in the morning before checking your phone. Or instead of writing every appointment down, see if you can recall one or two without prompting. Challenge yourself gently. Don't make it stressful, but give your brain room to stretch and grow. Engaging in memory-boosting activities like puzzles, reading, or learning new skills can help keep your mind sharp and engaged. Additionally, remember that it's okay to ask for help. Share your calendar with a trusted family member who can help remind you of important events. There's no shame in accepting support. It simply means you're finding the balance that works for you. Habit 9. Changes in eating habits. You may have noticed that your eating habits have changed over time. Foods you once loved might not hold the same appeal, or you might find yourself skipping meals because you just aren't hungry. The enjoyment of food, which once brought so much pleasure, now feels less satisfying. Or maybe you've started eating more out of boredom or habit, even when you don't really feel like it. These shifts are common as we age. The body changes in ways that affect not just our energy and metabolism, but also our sense of taste and appetite. Foods that once tasted vibrant and exciting may feel bland or unappetizing. It's easy to fall into the habit of eating less or choosing more convenient options, which might not always be the healthiest choices. This shift can leave you feeling disconnected from something that used to bring so much joy. You might even feel frustrated or confused. Why can't I enjoy food the way I used to? It's easy to dismiss these changes as just part of getting older, but they can impact both your physical health and your emotional well-being. But here's the truth. Your relationship with food doesn't have to be a casualty of aging. Just because your tastes change doesn't mean you're doomed to bland meals or lack of enjoyment. Your body may be giving you different signals, but that doesn't mean you can't re-engage with food in a way that feels satisfying and nourishing. What you can do: start by paying attention to what you do enjoy, even if it's just small, simple meals. Experiment with new flavors, herbs, and spices to awaken your taste buds again. Try to create a mealtime ritual that feels special, whether it's setting the table with care, enjoying your food in a calm environment, or inviting friends or family to share a meal with you. Engaging in the process of cooking or preparing your food can reignite your connection to it, making it feel less like a chore and more like an experience to enjoy. Additionally, don't be afraid to make small changes to your diet. Add more fruits and vegetables, hydrate regularly, or try new healthy recipes. Start with small, realistic goals and listen to what your body is telling you. If you've noticed changes in your appetite, it's worth speaking with a healthcare professional to ensure you're getting the nutrients your body needs. Habit 10. Over-apologizing. You may have noticed yourself saying sorry more often than usual, perhaps after making a small mistake, or even for something that's not your fault. Sorry to bother you. Sorry for taking up your time. Or, sorry, I didn't mean to. These phrases slip out naturally, but after a while, you may start to realize just how frequently you're apologizing, even when you don't need to. It's almost as though you feel the need to apologize for existing, for taking up space, for asking for help. or even for sharing your thoughts and feelings. At first, it might seem harmless, but over time, it can chip away at your sense of self-worth. You may begin to wonder, why am I apologizing all the time? And more importantly, why do I feel like I need to apologize for being me? This habit of over-apologizing is often rooted in a deep desire to avoid causing any inconvenience to others. Maybe you've spent your life being considerate, always thinking about how your actions affect those around you. But when you apologize excessively, you're sending the message that you're somehow a burden, that you don't deserve to take up space or have needs, and that can be emotionally draining, both for you and for those around you. The good news is, this habit can be broken. You don't need to apologize for every little thing, and in fact, cutting back on unnecessary apologies can actually improve your relationships and your self-esteem. It's about learning to accept yourself as you are, without the constant need for validation or reassurance. What you can do: start by becoming aware of when you're apologizing. Are you saying sorry out of habit? Or is it because you genuinely feel you've done something wrong? Acknowledge the moments when you're apologizing without cause, and instead, pause. Ask yourself, do I really need to apologize for this? If the answer is no, simply stop. When you do need to apologize, make it sincere and focused on the situation, not on yourself. For example, instead of saying, "Sorry for bothering you," try, "I appreciate your time." Instead of apologizing for needing help, say, "Thank you for your support." This small shift helps you reclaim your confidence and show that you value yourself. Additionally, practice positive self-affirmation. Remind yourself that you have every right to take up space, ask for help, and be yourself, without constantly feeling the need to apologize. With time, you'll find that you don't need to seek approval for every action, and you'll build stronger, more authentic relationships as a result. Habit 11. Refusing help from others. There's a quiet resistance that builds when someone offers to help you, isn't there? Whether it's a family member, a friend, or even a neighbor, the instinct might be to turn them down, even if you're struggling. You might say, "I'm fine," or "I can handle it," even when it's clear that things are becoming a little more challenging. Refusing help has become second nature, but deep down you feel the strain. For so long, you've prided yourself on your independence. You've done things your own way, and that self-sufficiency has shaped who you are. But as time passes, the things you once found easy now require more effort. And when help is offered, there's this quiet voice inside you saying, "I don't need anyone's help. I can still do this myself." The difficulty of asking for help is more than just pride. It's a feeling of vulnerability, a fear of becoming a burden, or the belief that you're somehow losing your autonomy. It's tough to let others in, to admit that you can't do it all on your own anymore. You might worry about burdening your loved ones, or that you'll be seen as weak or incapable. But here's the truth. Needing help doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. The emotional cost of refusing help is significant. It can create a sense of isolation, even when surrounded by people who want to care for you. The more you push others away, the more distant you may feel. Not only can this make you feel more alone, but it can also prevent others from truly connecting with you and offering the support you deserve. What you can do: start small. The next time someone offers help, whether it's something as simple as carrying groceries or getting assistance with a task, accept it. You don't have to rely on others for everything, but letting them in, even in small ways, creates deeper connections. It's also an opportunity to show your loved ones that you trust them. Understand that it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't take away from your strength, it adds to it. Asking for support, whether physical, emotional, or mental, is a way of reinforcing your relationships, not burdening them. You're giving others the chance to care for you, just as you've cared for them throughout your life. Don't be afraid to share your struggles. Instead of shutting people out, try letting them in and sharing a little of what you're going through. Vulnerability doesn't make you weak. It makes you real, and it strengthens the bonds you have with those around you. Habit 12. Becoming too attached to routine. There's something soothing about routine, isn't there? The predictability of your day, the comfort of knowing exactly what's coming next. From morning coffee to evening walks, these rituals provide a sense of control and stability. But over time, something starts to happen. You begin to rely so heavily on your routine that it feels uncomfortable, almost unsettling, if something disrupts it. The thought of stepping outside of your usual rhythm might even cause anxiety, and you might catch yourself thinking, I've done things this way for years. Why change now? Routine can feel like a security blanket. It's easy to fall into the habit of sticking to what's familiar, especially when the world feels like it's constantly shifting around you. But here's the catch. While routine can offer comfort, becoming too attached to it can leave you feeling stuck. You might start to feel like your days blend together, like life is passing by without you fully engaging with it. You might even resist new experiences or ideas because they upset your carefully crafted sense of order. It can be a subtle trap, one that keeps you from exploring, growing, or finding joy in the unexpected. It's not that routines are bad. They provide structure and predictability, which can be incredibly grounding. But when we become too rigid in our routines, we start to miss out on the beauty of spontaneity and change. The world is full of opportunities to learn, explore, and grow. But if we keep ourselves locked in a routine, we can unintentionally close ourselves off to them. What you can do: start small. Choose one part of your routine to change and embrace the discomfort of that change. It could be something as simple as taking a different route on your walk, trying a new food, or changing the time you do your daily activities. It doesn't need to be drastic. It just needs to be a shift that allows you to experience life outside of your usual rhythm. Next, embrace curiosity. Allow yourself to explore new hobbies, meet new people, or take on new challenges. Each new experience, no matter how small, can bring a sense of excitement and fulfillment that your routine might not be providing anymore. Also, give yourself permission to be flexible. It's okay if your day doesn't go exactly as planned. In fact, embracing the unexpected can lead to some of life's most rewarding moments. Flexibility is a key ingredient in growth, and it can bring a fresh perspective to your life. As we've journeyed through these 12 habits, it's clear that growing older brings with it a complex mix of challenges and opportunities. Each habit we've discussed, whether it's repeating stories, speaking loudly, or becoming too attached to routines, reflects a deeper truth about aging. It's not about losing yourself or giving in to decline, but about adapting, learning, and embracing change with grace. It's easy to get caught in the habit of thinking that aging is something to fear, something that diminishes us. But What if we looked at it differently? Aging is a process of rediscovery. It's not a countdown to something less than. It's a chance to uncover new strengths, develop deeper relationships, and find joy in ways that we might not have noticed before.